Hey, welcome back everybody. You're listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I am your host. It's Paul Marley here. And I'm out and about at the moment, right? So I've came out of the house, mainly because sometimes it's just nice and just wanted to get out. And there's a dog barking, right? And I don't know how long he's been barking for, but it must be a good while now. And what's happened is that some of the other dogs have started barking back at him, right? So this brings me on to one of the sort of like essential parts of affiliate marketing, and when you start getting a bit further along on your game and you start looking at releasing your own products, because what you find is that a crowd will follow a crowd, right? So just like you've got one dog barking, as soon as that dog starts barking, you get other dogs barking as well. So, and it does work that way, especially like when it comes to prime example is getting people to come on the podcast here for an interview. Now, if I started out and I said, okay, right, I want to interview Richard Branson, or I want to interview Donald Trump, or I want to interview any sort of like crazy ass celebrity, like I don't know, let's say David Beckham. Not saying he's crazy, but there is quite a step going from someone that they've never heard of to them giving up their time to coming on to the show. So why would they do it? Well, if I built this podcast up to something incredible, and I also had a history of decent high-end guests, then they're more likely to. It may be that you can use a stepping stone system where you go to the people which are doing better than you, and then a little bit more better than them, and then a little bit more better than them, and all the way up the ladder, and ask for recommendations and referrals each time. Then you can make those steps up. And it's a little bit like how we use the Dream 100 effect. If you haven't read that book, go get it. It's essential for growing your business, because it does raise your own profile to other people. And of course, then when you start applying that into your own business as far as affiliate marketing goes and trying to launch your own products, then guess what? People with big lists or influence are going to take more notice of you if they already know some people that are already taking notice of you, right? Does that make sense? So, we can all swim in the small pond together, or we can start looking at a larger pond, or maybe even eventually the ocean. So you can start reaching those heights, but it does take time. It does take persistence. And of course, we've talked about this loads on the podcast before. So if it's your first time listening, then go back, make sure you subscribe, because I do these every day. In fact, this podcast will be published, and you'll see that there's twice today. The main reason being was I did record the podcast for yesterday, but because I don't have any Wi-Fi and it was just getting ridiculously late, I didn't manage to get onto any Wi-Fi until first thing this morning, so I uploaded yesterday's first thing today. So I'm still doing these daily. That's the point I wanted to make. I am still doing these daily, so make sure that you do subscribe and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that was kind of like the message that I wanted to get out today, is sort of like, it's not a crowd following a crowd. It's being able to apply these sort of principles to your own business and step up your game, because without that, you can't scale, you can't grow. You might get to, let's say it's a ceiling on your income, whether that be 500 a month, whether it be 5,000 a month, and you can't seem to push past it because these things are in your way. So you do need to be able to apply those principles and start building yourself and your business so that it can then start matching with your income and going forward and forward and forward. So that is kind of like the message for you today. Hope you had an amazing weekend. Hope you're looking forward as much as I am to the following week coming up, and I'll catch you again tomorrow.